Pause right where you are. Do not move past this moment. What you are encountering right now is not accidental, not algorithmic, not random timing. There is intention in this interruption. And within the next 3 days, yes, the next 72 hours, what I am about to speak will begin confirming itself in ways you will not be able to dismiss. But hear me clearly. If you exit this message before it is complete, you will walk past the only alert you are being given about what is unfolding around you at this very second. Beyond what your eyes can see, beyond what logic can explain. My beloved, there is something you must understand, something that will reframe every confusing moment you have been living through. You are not in a meaningless rough patch. You are not simply overwhelmed. You are not exaggerating the weight you feel. What you are experiencing is not random stress. It is resistance. You are facing targeted opposition because you are approaching a breakthrough in authority, awareness, and alignment that threatens everything that has benefited from keeping you uncertain. Darkness is not reacting to who you used to be. It is reacting to who you are about to become. Listen closely. You have not been marked for collapse, even though that lie has been whispered to you repeatedly. You have been marked because you carry something that must not be activated. Something that shifts environments. Something that awakens others. Something that exposes lies simply by existing. The opposition has observed you quietly. It has studied your rhythms, your habits, your vulnerabilities. It has watched the moments when you doubt yourself and the moments when you almost rise. And then it released a strategy, not chaos but precision, meant to convince you that you are unraveling, that you are losing clarity, that you are drifting from truth. But what is actually slipping away are the restraints you've lived under for too long. You noticed it today, didn't you? That strange heaviness. That pressure that doesn't seem to come from anywhere. The feeling of being surrounded, pressed, observed. You tried to dismiss it. You told yourself it was anxiety, exhaustion, hormones, workload, life. You attempted to pray it off, distract yourself, rationalize it away. Yet deep within you, something knows this is different. This is not emotional turbulence. This is not coincidence. This is confrontation. You are being challenged now because you are dangerous now. Not later, not someday, but in this very season. You are standing on the edge of a transformation so complete, so irreversible, that forces have been dispatched with one singular goal: delay you long enough that you forget who you are. Do not move on from this. The opposition is counting on your distraction. It wants you to label this as just another spiritual video, just more noise, something you half listen to while scrolling. But I am speaking directly to the part of you that already senses the shift. The part that is exhausted from fighting battles you can't explain. The part that knows something unseen has been pushing back. I see you. And I am about to expose exactly what you are facing, and exactly how this ends in victory. Let me describe your recent life and you will recognize the truth in it. You wake up depleted even after sleeping. Not merely physically drained, but internally worn down. Your soul feels tired. Tired of resisting. Tired of pushing forward. Tired of carrying a pressure that never fully lifts no matter how much you rest. You've wondered if something is wrong with your body. You've searched symptoms late at night. Fatigue that doesn't improve, mental fog, hormone imbalance, adrenal burnout. You've read about cortisol, thyroid levels, neurotransmitters, and nervous system overload. Some of it sounded uncomfortably accurate. And that's because prolonged spiritual conflict does not stay spiritual. It manifests physically. I see how your body has changed in ways that frustrate you. The stubborn weight that collects around your middle no matter how disciplined you are. The way you avoid your reflection now. The way you quietly opt out of plans because you don't trust your energy or your appearance anymore. I see the cognitive haze that scares you more than you admit. The moments you forget why you walked into a room. The sentences that trail off halfway through your thought. The paragraphs you reread again and again because nothing is sticking. You've wondered, silently, if you're losing your sharpness, if your edge is dulling, if the clarity that once defined you is slipping away for good. I know about the disrupted sleep, the 3 a.m. awakenings with your heart pounding and your mind racing, the dreams that leave you unsettled even when you can't remember them, the dread of bedtime because rest feels unreachable, only shallow hours of half-conscious exhaustion that leave you worse than before. I see the emotional instability you conceal, the sudden tears that arrive without warning, the irritability that spills out on people you care about, the anxiety that tightens your chest, the heaviness that presses down until everything feels pointless. You didn't withdraw because you stopped caring. You withdrew because you ran out of energy to pretend. Calls go unanswered. Plans get canceled. Relationships fade, not from lack of love but from lack of strength. And the most frightening part? You've started to accept this as permanent. You've begun telling yourself this is just who you are now. That the fog, the fatigue, the confusion are here to stay. You lowered your expectations. You stopped believing in breakthrough. You made peace with a smaller version of your life because you couldn't see a way out. But listen to me now. None of this is random. None of this is simply aging. None of this is ordinary stress. What you are experiencing is a calculated attempt to weaken your body, cloud your mind, and destabilize your emotions so that you remain stuck in survival mode, never stepping into purpose. If you are busy managing symptoms, you won't identify the source. If you believe this is just you now, you will stop fighting for who you are meant to become. I see how you've questioned yourself, wondered if you're exaggerating, compared yourself to others who seem to manage life effortlessly, felt isolated as if something is uniquely wrong with you. That isolation is intentional. The opposition wants you alone, doubting yourself, distracted by self-blame, so focused on what feels broken within you that you never recognize what is being done against you. You are not unstable. You are not weak. You are not failing. You are encountering resistance because you are approaching release. Let me show you a pattern, one repeated throughout sacred history, and you are living inside it right now. Think of Joseph, chosen, favored, shown his destiny early, and immediately after that revelation, everything collapsed. Betrayal by family, a pit, slavery, false accusation, imprisonment. Years passed where his promise looked buried, but every attack confirmed the legitimacy of his calling. Nothing meaningless attracts that level of opposition. The enemy only fights what threatens him. Joseph wasn't opposed because he was insignificant. He was opposed because his future altered nations. And the same is true for you. Or consider David, anointed king as a teenager, then hunted for years, hiding in caves, living as a fugitive, watching the promise delay again and again. But the wilderness shaped him. Every confrontation refined him. Every betrayal sharpened discernment. Every lonely night built dependence on God alone. David didn't become king despite the wilderness. He became king because of it. And you are not being delayed, you are being prepared. The pressure is expanding your capacity. The warfare is training your authority. The isolation is clarifying your vision. Now I need you to act. Type 856 right now. Not later. Not at the end. Right now. This number is not random. It is a declaration. I see what is happening. I refuse to remain passive. I choose to fight with clarity. Engagement breaks paralysis. Action disrupts strategy. Resistance begins with awareness. Let that be your first act today. Now I will begin revealing the signs, clear markers, that confirm you are under targeted opposition. As each one is described, recognition will rise within you. And recognition is power, because you cannot overcome what remains unseen. The first sign is this: Your spiritual rhythms have been disrupted. Prayer that once flowed now feels dry. Scripture that once spoke now feels distant. Worship feels empty. Your mind scatters the moment you try to connect. This is not abandonment. This is interference. The enemy knows that connection is strength. If he disrupts your access to the source, he weakens your defense. If prayer feels useless, you stop praying. If truth feels distant, you stop reaching for it. And that is only the beginning. If the enemy succeeds in making worship feel hollow, you will slowly disengage. And the moment disengagement begins, vulnerability follows. Because separation from my presence is exactly where deception gains ground. But understand this clearly, the resistance you feel when you try to pray is not evidence of failure, it is evidence of impact. Prayer feels difficult right now because it is effective. Worship feels heavy because it is disruptive. Your persistence is threatening plans that were carefully arranged against you. If prayer were powerless, there would be no resistance. The opposition fights hardest at the doors that lead to freedom. That is why you must press forward even when your emotions lag behind your obedience. Pray when it feels dry. Read when the words seem distant. Worship when you feel numb. Because beyond that resistance is release, and beyond that release is breakthrough. Now listen closely to the second sign. Relational disorder. Suddenly, dynamics have shifted. People you trusted feel unfamiliar. Conversations unravel without warning. Conflict appears out of thin air. Words are misunderstood. Motives are questioned. You feel like no matter how carefully you speak, things still go wrong. This is not coincidence. Whenever you are approaching spiritual elevation, relational turbulence often follows. The enemy understands that division drains strength. He stirs offense. He twists intentions. He plants suspicion. He weaponizes misunderstanding. Not because the people around you are evil, but because many are unaware they are being influenced. Isolation weakens you. Conflict exhausts you. Emotional chaos diverts your focus. So drama is manufactured. Tension is amplified. Arguments are prolonged. All to keep you distracted from what you are being prepared to build. Do not fall for it. Do not waste your energy defending yourself to those committed to misunderstanding you. Do not engage in arguments that lead nowhere. Do not chase validation from people who benefit from your confusion. This is not relational failure, it is spiritual interference. Guard your peace. Establish boundaries. Move forward without resentment. Let clarity, not emotion, guide your response. Now hear the third sign carefully because this one is subtle. Increased spiritual sensitivity paired with intensified confusion. You are perceiving more than you used to. You sense shifts in atmosphere. You feel tension before words are spoken. You recognize dishonesty even when it sounds polished. You discern spiritual undercurrents in people and environments. Your awareness has sharpened. And yet, at the same time, you are doubting yourself more than ever. You question your instincts. You second-guess your perceptions. You wonder if you are imagining things, overthinking, losing balance. This contradiction is intentional. The enemy cannot shut down your discernment, but he can convince you not to trust it. So he floods your mind with uncertainty. He introduces confusion where clarity is emerging. He causes you to dismiss warnings that could protect you. But listen to me now. Your discernment is not malfunctioning. Your sensitivity is not imagination. What you are perceiving is insight. The confusion is not coming from me. It is being inserted to neutralize the very gift meant to guide you. Stop explaining away what you sense. Stop dismissing what you know. Stop silencing the inner clarity that rises without effort. That is me speaking. And the enemy is deeply threatened by what will happen once you begin listening without hesitation. Now I want a response from you, not later, not quietly, but intentionally. Comment one word, ready. That single declaration matters. When you declare readiness, you are announcing awareness. You are signaling resistance. You are shifting from passive endurance into active authority. Type it now. Ready. Now let me show you two futures. You must see both clearly, because the decision you make within the next 72 hours will determine which one becomes real. Picture 1. You ignore this moment. You return to routine. You accept exhaustion, confusion, and limitation as normal. You stop resisting. Survival becomes your ceiling. 6 months pass. You are still where you are, but heavier. Not only physically, though your body continues responding to stress. Heavier in spirit. Numb. Disconnected. The dreams that once stirred you feel distant and impractical. Relationships either dissolve or settle into cold tolerance. People who could not rise with you subtly pulled you down, and you accepted that level as your limit. Prayer fades. Hope dulls. You function, but you do not burn. 1 year from now, you remember this moment, and the regret cuts sharply, because you will know this was the turning point. This was where everything could have shifted. That is the first picture. Now see the second. You recognize the warfare. You stop blaming yourself for what has been done to you. You re-engage with authority. You pray with intention. You declare truth. You protect your peace. You worship even when resistance remains. 3 months from now, you wake up and realize something is different. The heaviness has lifted. Your mind is clear. Energy has returned. Your body begins responding because the spiritual pressure influencing it has broken. Others notice. There is light in your eyes again. Strength in your voice. Calm in your presence. New connections form with people aligned to your growth. Old ties that limited you fall away, and you do not grieve them because you finally see their cost. 6 months from now, doors open that once refused you. Gifts awaken. Clarity sharpens. Authority settles. You are no longer surviving, you are leading. 1 year from now, you look back at this moment with gratitude and tears, realizing how close you came to quitting just before everything changed. That is the second picture. Which will you choose? This moment is weighty. The opposition is intentional. The pressure is strategic. But none of it has power unless you surrender it authority. I see you more clearly than you see yourself. I see strength beneath fatigue. I see calling beneath confusion. I see a warrior beneath the weariness. The intensity you feel is not loss, it is urgency. The enemy knows his window is closing. Once you cross into clarity, his access ends. That is why the resistance is peaking. But this ends now. Here is what I need you to do immediately. 3 actions that shift the atmosphere. First, say this out loud wherever you are. I am not a victim. I am under attack because I am a threat, and I am reclaiming everything that was taken from me. Say it with authority. Second, before today ends, spend 15 uninterrupted minutes in intentional worship. Not background noise. Focused attention. Worship is warfare. It breaks assignments and restores strength. Third, and this matters, turn on notifications for this channel now. Do not delay. This is not coincidence. This is connection. These messages are part of your reinforcement, and the enemy will try to distract you from them. Stay connected. You are not alone in this fight. I am with you. I am clearing the way. Every attack is becoming elevation. Every weapon is dismantled. Every chain is breaking. This is not the end of your story. This is the beginning of your greatest chapter. Rise. Take your place. Recognize the battle. Step into the victory already secured. Your breakthrough is not approaching, it is here. Take hold of it. I am with you always. Amen.